In this video, we are going to learn about multiple angle formulas. So we refer to the formulas considered in this section as multiple angle formulas. In particular, the following identities are double angle formulas because they contain the expression 2u. So what are double angle formulas? So we have the first one, double, we have angle formula. So what are the double angle formulas? So first, we will have now sine 2u is equals to 2 sine u cosine u. So to prove that sine 2u is equals to 2 sine u, each of these formulas may be proved by letting. So we will let u is equals to, or let v, okay, so let we have v is equals to u. Going back to, we have the addition formulas, which we get a sine u plus v. But here we will let v equals to u to prove that sine 2u is equals to 2 sine u cosine u. By the way, what is sine u plus v? Going back to addition, we have formulas. So therefore, you will have now sine u cosine v, right? We have plus cosine, okay, cosine u sine, we have v. But by letting v equals to u, we will have now as sine, okay, sine 2u equals to sine u, we have plus u. So therefore, sine u plus, we have cosine sine, we have 2u is equals to sine u plus u. So therefore, you will get now as sine u cosine, we have u plus, we get now also here as cosine u sine u. So therefore, both of them have the same identity. Therefore, we will get now 2 cosine, or sine will just go straight to 1 sine u cosine, we have u. Therefore, we derive that equation from this, okay? So we get this equation from the addition formula. We let v equals to u. How about if we will go now to cosine function? Okay, for cosine 2u, we get as cosine equal to cosine 2u is equals to cosine squared u minus, we have sine squared u. Okay, so we'll we have v equals to u. Okay, we have addition of properties of cosine. So going back to addition of properties of cosine, so we will have cosine u plus v, okay, equal to cos, we have u cos v, minus sine u sine, we have v. So therefore, now we will get cosine 2u equals to cosine u plus, we have u, equal to cosine, we have u sine, we have, or cos, we have u, minus sine u sine, we have u. Then we will have cosine times cosine. We will get now as cosine squared u minus sine squared, we have u. Now from this equation, okay, from this equation, we can still derive another equation, because going back to Pythagorean identities, which gives us cosine squared u plus, we have sine squared u equals to 1. So from here we can derive an equation of, the first one is cosine squared u is equals to 1 minus sine, we have squared u. And then the other one we can have as well as sine squared, okay, sine squared u is equals to 1 minus cosine squared u. So therefore, from this equation, you can have now cosine Okay, cosine 2u. Instead of cosine squared, we can have as 1 minus sine squared u minus sine squared u. So therefore, you will have negative 1 here as a coefficient of sine and negative 1 as a coefficient of sine squared here. So therefore, we can have now as 1 minus 2 sine squared u. The next one, you can get as well as cosine 2u equals to cosine squared u minus sine squared. Okay, sine squared u. We'll let sine squared u equals to, we have sine squared u. We'll let sine squared u equals to this. We have identity. So therefore, you will get now as cosine squared u. Okay, minus 1. Okay, 1 minus cosine squared u. So therefore, you will get now as negative times, we have positive, negative, and then negative times negative becomes positive. So therefore, you will get 1 plus 1. So therefore, you will have 2 cosine squared u plus, or we have minus 1, right? Because negative times positive is negative. Okay, so therefore, we have these formulas. 1, okay, so the first one is here, which is cosine 2u is equals to cosine squared u. The next one is cosine 2u is equals to 1 minus 2 sine squared u. And then the next one is cosine 2u is equals to 2 cosine squared u minus 1. Okay, you can pause the video so that you can copy the equations. And then you can remember all the equations that we discussed. How about for tangent? For tangent to u, going back to quotient identity of tangent. Quotient identity of tangent, we get now as, we have tangent theta is equals to sine theta over cosine theta. But if we will look only for tangent, so therefore you can have the equation as tangent 2u equals to 2 tangent u all over by 1 minus tangent squared, we have u. But if sine and cosine is given, you can go directly as tangent 2u, right? 2u equals to sine u or sine 2u over cosine 2u. Okay, so that's the same as solving, we have the value of tangent. Okay, let's try to solve some problems about, we have double angle formulas. Okay, first one, find the exact, we have find, okay, the exact value. Okay. We'll just write the problem first. Function tangent, okay, to u if sine u is equals to, we have 4 over 5, but there's a, we have given that u is less than pi and then u is greater than pi over 2, which means that the u is in quadrant number. We have this one is pi over 2, okay, 0, this one is pi, this one is 3 pi over 2, and then this one is 2 pi, right, 360 degrees. So therefore, the triangle is here in quadrant number 2, which is between pi over 2 and pi. So sine, your u is here, so therefore sine is equals to, going back to trigonometric functions, which is sine theta is equals to opposites, right? Opposites over the hypotenuse. Going back to SOHCAHTOA. Okay, SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so therefore sine is equals to opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent is equals to opposite over the adjacent. So opposite side, which is here, and then the hypotenuse is the longest side of the triangle. So therefore you will have 4, 5, and then how you will get this function here? Using the Pythagorean theorem, you will get now c squared is equals to a squared plus b squared, which gives us c squared is 25. So therefore, let's say we have a, b, and c. So to get a, so we have a squared is equals to 5 squared minus, we have here now as 4 squared. Therefore, that is 25, 25 and then 16. So we get now as 25 minus 16, which is equals to 9, and then square root of 9 is equals to, we have 3. But this one is in quadrant number. We have quadrant number 2 and 3, so therefore this one is negative. So how will we solve now for our equation? So first, we are going to solve for our tangent, right? Tangent, we have equation. So therefore, tangent now, tangent 2u is equals to, what is the formula for tangent? We have 2 tangent u over, we have 1 minus tangent squared u. Okay, so therefore you will get now as 2 times tangent. Tangent is opposite over the adjacent. So therefore you will have 4 over negative 3 all over by 1 minus, we have negative. We have negative 4 over 3, which is gives this one, right? So to simplify that one, you will get now as 8 over 3, 8 over negative 3 all over by 1 minus. Okay, so therefore that one will become plus, right? Therefore here, negative and negative becomes positive, and then you will have now as make the same denominator. Okay, so therefore multiply this one by 3 as well. Okay, so therefore, so that you can get the equation. But here the problem is you need to square this one. Okay, so the tangent is squared. So therefore you will get now as 9. Okay, so 9 minus 16 all over by 9. Okay, so therefore the final answer we will get as equals to, okay, simplify more equation, negative 8 over 3 all over by negative 7 over 9. Then after that one, simplify it more further, so therefore you will get as 24 over 7. So therefore tangent 2u from this equation is equals to 24 over 7, because negative divided by negative is equals to, we have positive. Okay, so that is how you will get this equation. How about if we will try to get what is, we have sine 2u. Okay, let's try. How much is sine 2u in this equation? Okay, let's try to erase this one. Okay, so let's go to sine 2u. Okay, how much is sine 2u? Sine 2u is equals to, we have 2 sine u cosine, we have u. So therefore 2, what is sine? Sine is equals to 4 over 5 times cosine, cosine which is times, we have negative 3 over 5. So therefore you will have now 4 times 3 is 12 times 2 is equals to, we have 24, so negative 24 over 5 times 5 is equals to, we have 25. So that is how you get sine 2u. Okay, so therefore, if you are going to solve for the double angle formula, just try to, okay, try to remember all the formulas about double angle formula. Sine 2u, cosine 2u, and tangent 2u. That's all, and God bless.